How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Your Drive. I'm your host, Rodz. Today we got my man Brian over here. So this is going to be a little bit of a different podcast. I think Brian said he wanted to try to interview me.
I'm going to interview him. I have no questions to go off of, so it's going to be like straight off the cut. Just
whatever comes to your head.
Yeah. But I guess we could start off with, what's your name? Who are you? Who are you, right? Who are you in the community? What car do you drive? Where are you from? Do the whole thing.
Okay. Well, my name is Rod. I drive a Nissan 370Z.
Boo.
Man, shut up. So, my name is Rod. I drive a Nissan 370Z. I've been in the car community for a really long time. I got into cars with my 300ZX, as I said before in previous videos. I saw one at the mall, then I had to go get the name of it, and that was actually my first car. And then it's been a passion ever since. I got into cars, and then pretty much almost like nothing else mattered. Okay. I didn't want to go clubbing. I didn't want to be outside doing stupid shit. All I cared was about cars.
Okay.
No video game, no nothing.
Was your family involved with cars at all?
So my cousins growing up, everybody loved cars, you know. They all drove like Acuras and Hondas and stuff like that. And then they got into like the JZ platform, you know, with the 2J, the Supras and stuff like that. I saw a lot of that growing up in New York. And for me, I don't know. It was just a Nissan thing. They even told me, don't get a 300ZX. The car's a fucking headache. Mm-hmm. I should have listened. But, you know,
that engine base, tight.
Yeah, you need for lack of a better words, midget hands to work on that damn thing. And a lot of patience, because they put a lot of damn vacuum hoses and water lines and shit is everywhere. It looked like a spider web in there. Mm-hmm. So they tried to stir me away from it, but I was, being stubborn with what I liked. So I just went ahead and got a 300ZX anyways.
Okay. What was it about the 300 that really drew you to it? Now, did you had a turbo or an NA?
So it was an NA and it was automatic because I didn't know how to drive stick shift. Okay. I was 17 or 18 when I got it. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was the coolest looking car I've ever seen.
Was it a 2+2?
No, it was a cherry red T-top, a 2-seater.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. It looked cool. I don't know. It just looked like a fun sports car.
I mean, when they came out, they were like the car to get. Like they were fast.
Yeah.
You know?
For so I did a lot of research and reading up on it. They were from the 90s. They kind of dominated that series that they were in, and they won car of the year or whatever for 6 years straight when they stopped making them.
So you remember when Jackson had his car?
The white one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I drove that car one time. And the time that I drove it, the T-tops were leaking, really bad. Mm-hmm. I guess that's a thing.
That's a thing. Mine leaked. I had to fix it.
But, he was on this weird turbo setup. I think he was making a little over 400. And that car was scary. I drove it in the rain. It was on Independence near Mini Cooper and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's scary. I was like, this is not for me. I'm going to stick to Hondas. So, I mean, I get it. And then, he wanted to, do the whole 2J swap, and that's a whole nother story. But what was it that got you out of the 300 and into something different?
So, when I moved down here, because I couldn't drive the car too much in New York, just because I was always working, and I worked right in the middle of downtown. Now, if you're not from New York, parking... in a parking deck, it's freaking expensive. Yeah. And I was working, one of my first jobs was at the Lego store where the Rockefeller Center is. So there's really nowhere good to park. And then, so I used to leave my car parked outside back at where I lived in the Bronx. Somebody backed up into my car and cracked my bumper in half.
And then just dipped.
And then from there, I came down here. My sister was already living down here. And I hit her up and I was like, yo, I need to get out of this freaking city. They're going to destroy my car and I barely get to drive it because I'm always working and I usually work weekends too.
Right.
So I applied for a job. I left a good paying job up there and I came down here to start working at AutoZone part-time, making $8.15. Mm-hmm. Just because I wanted to get out of the city. And then once I came here, my mom wanted to move down here with us. So then my sister didn't have her own car because she had a boyfriend at the time. So they used to like ride around together. Long story short, they ended up splitting up. So my sister and I got a place. And I needed a 4-door car. We needed because my mom was coming down from New York too because it's been too cold up there.
Right.
So then I got an Infiniti G35, a 05, a black one.
I didn't know you when you had that, right?
We met right after because a couple months later I bought the 350Z.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, we did know each because I met you when I had the 300ZX because I met Corey then too.
Okay, so I must have had the Accord then.
Shit, no, you didn't have the Accord.
The Xterra?
No, you had a blue. Was it a blue Subaru WRX?
The wagon?
Yeah, you had the wagon. You had the wagon when I met you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 2014 going into 2015.
Yeah, because I bought that wagon for my first year at Import Alliance, which was 2014.
Yeah, so I met you right as soon as so I met Corey leaving Cars and Coffee one day at a stoplight. And then from there I always seen him. Then I met Jorge, and I met everybody else with the Z's, and then a little bit after that summer was ending, and so when we met.
Okay, so did you?
And I met Johnny and them, and I mean. I'm
assuming you met Ethan and Brian Bray.
Yeah.
You met them when you had the 300?
Yeah, the Carolina Z Club guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that's how I met everybody else. So fast forward, I got the G35, sedan, and then later that summer I bought the 350Z.
Okay.
And
so what made you get the 350Z? And was it auto or manual?
That one was manual. So funny story. I had a friend that I worked with, he drove a manual, and I called him up one day when I had the funds to get the 350Z because he had one, and I really liked the way it looked. So I was like, bro, what do I need to look for with driving a manual car? He was like, well, if the car pops out at first gear or whatever, that means the transmission's bad, don't get it. He gave me a few pointers and stuff. I drove all the way near Atlanta, bro, to go get a car, and I didn't even know how to drive manual.
Yeah. Well, when I bought my wagon, right, I hadn't had a single manual car before that. Really? And that car had a stage 3 clutch in it and flywheel and stuff. First manual car ever. And I drove it to Import Alliance that weekend. It was I learned everything I had to learn about driving a manual in that drive from Charlotte to Atlanta and back. So
damn.
Yeah.
So the cool thing is so I was able to make it home, and then the next day my friend came over for after we got off work, and he kind of just all I needed to know, he told me is this is where the clutch engages, which I really appreciate him showing me how to.
Because in Z cars, it's up top, right?
Yeah, way up top here. Look, this is what the clutch engage. You put the e-brake up a little bit, start releasing the clutch. You feel the car kind of gripping and kind of moving forward. That means that's where you clutch. You start giving it a little bit of gas and you go. Then it was just getting over the fear of the car rolling back.
Right.
So at the beginning, I used to do that, kind of what he said. I used to when I was on the hill, I used to hold the button on the e-brake, pull it up, and then let go of the brake, let it sit on the e-brake, and then kind of hold the clutch a little bit at the top, and then kind of start giving it gas. And as soon as the light came down, put the e-brake down.
Yeah, because
so the car doesn't roll back like that.
The first time, I think I drove either Kevin's Z or Corey's Z, and the first time I drove that, it was weird. I guess I can't be alone in thinking that driving a manual Z or G is weird.
Yeah, it's different.
It feels weird, right? The engagement point's up top, but the clutch is really heavy. It's just a weird combination, right?
And the steering is heavy.
Yeah.
For some reason, I drive semi trucks. I could get from the truck into Alex's car when I do drive that to work. And it feels like I could turn the damn wheel with my pinky. It feels like a feather. I get in my car, it feels just as heavy as the fucking semi. And I'm like, yo, this is so weird. I don't know if it's the way that they built, but with the Z, as I say to other people, is a different feeling because everything feels so raw.
Right.
it's like a raw feeling that you don't get from a different car. Like you saw when we were coming out. Like you feel everything.
Yeah.
You know, the tires try to pull you everywhere because of the alignment or whatever.
But I feel like that's like that with just like a stock 350 or a G35.
Yeah, it's just more amplified when you have one on my caliber.
Yeah. So you actually had two Zs, right? You had two 350s?
I have one. Yeah, so far one. I've when I've gotten, so I went 300ZX, G35, like a 05 one, and then the 2004 DE.
Okay.
And then
that was a white car, right?
That was a pearl white one.
And you were doing, because I remember you had like that crazy the fenders on it, like the.
So at first I did Rocket Bunny. Yeah. Funny story. I did the Rocket Bunny kit, and then I forgot the kid's name, but he had a root style supercharger, and he loved my car, and then all I had to do with the car is like the wheels, and then either wrap it or paint it, which I was gonna buy the wheels, but once I saw he copied my car to a T, like he got his seats done the way I had mine. He did the Rocket Bunny kit. He, supercharger. My car was supercharged. Right. Like everything. The same fucking headlights, the same tail lights.
Bro, get your own identity.
And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So I sold everything, and then that's when I just decided to just go a different route. Okay. Start making the car faster and just completely gutted it. I just said, fuck it.
So how much horsepower did the 350 make?
If I remember correctly, it was like 448. Yeah, that's a Camaro. It made 448 and 389 pounds of torque. But the car weighed 2,700 pounds with a full tank of gas.
27 or 37?
2,700 pounds.
Really?
With a full tank of gas.
That's light.
Without me in it. Oh. I went to the track. With
That's
me
still
in
light,
it. Yeah, with me in it, it was like 3,000 even. Because I weighed about 300 there.
In my car, so I took out like 200 pounds in weight because the two front seats were like $50, or not $50, 50 pounds each. The rear seats and all the other stuff was about 40 pounds. But then when I added the cage, it kind of added that like 50 to 60 pounds back in. So like right now, it weighs about 2,900 pounds with me in it, which is still pretty good.
Yeah. So to lose all that weight, like I didn't have window motors. Like my windows, like you physically had to like take two bolts out, and I could pull the window down and drop it in the doors. I didn't have radio. I didn't have no airbags. All the sound deadening, and the whole entire car was. I took like 50 pounds out of sound deadening.
That's what
just in that alone. And then like I removed like the bottom of the dash, and then took everything out that I know that I didn't need, that wasn't gonna be useful.
Okay.
So, and then like in front, the bash bars or whatever, like heavy shit that the car didn't need, gone.
Oh yeah.
So like the car was light as fuck.
Could be worse, have you heard the dyno story with Corey?
No.
So, I think this was done at. Was CES ever in a different spot than they are now? Do you remember?
CE, like the BMW guys?
Yeah.
I think it's always been at the same spot.
Okay, well, at some point there was a dyno day, and Corey took
CES?
Huh?
Was CES?
Maybe. I don't know. It might have been over there. Anyway, so Corey, this dude took weight out of his car for a dyno day thinking he would make more power. He took weight out of the car for a dyno day thinking he was going to make power.
I mean, you just say, you live and you learn, I guess.
Yeah, we never let him.
You never let him let it down? That's what I see him. And I was like, bro, so how was that dyno day again?
No, every single time, man. That shit's so funny.
Damn. That's that's funny.
So you had the Z for how long? You had the 350 for how long?
I think I bought it somewhere either 14 or the beginning of 15, and then I got rid of it 2020. I had it for 5 years.
Okay.
And it was boosted for 3 years out of those 5.
Okay. I'm assuming you sold it with the kit and stuff on it?
So I sold the kit because I was going to go turbo.
Okay.
And, life happens and shit, so That took a back burner. And then, as you know, I had those accidents.
Yeah.
And then the whole car shit just took a back burner. And in the middle of the accidents, like the engine skipped timing. When I was driving it one day. So I just parked the car, and then in 2020, like I parted it out, took the chassis to the scrapyard because I didn't want anybody else to have my car. Which, thinking about it now, I should have fucking kept it, seeing how much chassis are.
Right.
I mean, it was a complete car. All I needed was a motor. And being that I could have pulled the motor out of a pull apart, I mean, I couldn't do the swap at the time myself.
Knowing what you know now, you're like,
yeah, I was like, fuck. I fucked up. That would have been a great track car right there, because it was already set up for that.
And it's a pretty solid track car.
Yeah. But yeah, I parted it out, took the chassis to the junk, and then I bought my 370Z.
Now, did you buy the 370 local?
In Shelby, yeah. It was 30 minutes from here, like towards Kings Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, so but it took me a while to find it, because I was either looking for that, the black cherry, the color I have, or they have, I don't know the name of the color, but it's like a blue one. It looks like a dark royal
Is it
blue.
the dark blue?
Yeah, I was looking for that. They're kind of like the GTRs come in that color.
Yeah.
So I was looking for that color or my color. And then there was one that is kind of reddish, but looks orange also. They didn't make that many of those.
Yeah.
Or a yellow one.
The yellow one. The yellow one came out later, right?
Yeah.
Yellow was like, what, a 2015?
I think it's a 50th anniversary or something. I know for the 350Zs is like the 50th anniversary or whatever.
Okay.
But those are like the four colors, because I didn't want a white one. You see them everywhere. Silver, gray, or whatever. There's a lot of those. Black ones, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also like the red ones, but it wasn't just like I wanted a darker color. So that's why.
So what was the first couple of mods you did to the 370? So like when you bought the 370, what was your goal at first?
To turbo it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have my turbo kit. I bought my turbo kit, and it was being made before I got the car.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I knew what I was gonna do with the car, but
that's smart. Not a lot of people know what they want to do. And
I know exactly what I wanted to do.
Just throw a bunch of shit on top of this, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, so I found the stockest Z that I could find, and bought it, and then had the turbo kit being made. The first thing that got done was the exhaust, and then the guys from Soho, they ordered my coilovers. So I think I picked up my exhaust first, because they got it done like pretty quick. Then my coilovers came in from BC. Then I went and picked that up, and I installed everything. And then my Nismo front bumper came in, and then I went and picked that up, took it to my boy Dylan, and he like color matched it and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then I went and dropped the car off a few weeks later. Like I drove my car for a month before it got turbo.
Okay.
Like stock.
So what were your goals? Were to have a turbo setup. What were your initial goals after the turbo? Was it just to be like the complete street car package, or were you trying to do some drag stuff, or what were your ambitions as a 370?
I built the car? Just to drive it, enjoy it, have fun, and beat the living hell out of it, which I did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of anybody else that's making sub 700 horsepower on a big fat Mickey Thompson that just drives that shit around the city all the time. Like, no one does that.
Yeah.
I mean, people do that in like Mustangs that make 200 horsepower, but it's like people that run on the street with like parachutes and shit. Like, who does that? Not a whole lot of people, right?
Yeah. But I mean, also nowadays, people put a parachute on a car that doesn't really need a parachute.
Right. It's like putting a parachute on my car.
Yeah, it looks cool. People are gonna think I'm fast, so let me just put a parachute. And that's the stigma too, right? So like people think that the wheels are for show or whatever, and I'm like, sure. I guess if you want to say that. Or I get a lot of like, oh, you need those tires for only like for the power that you make, like 6 something or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's all about personal preference, right? So, like, I had R888s. Just because I could slide the car, I wasted $1,000 tires in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'll come out of the turn, fucking throttle happy, slide the car out of the turn, boom. Did that for 3 weeks. I didn't have no more tires, so I had to get different ones. I had to get something that if I was dumb enough to try to drift it, I was gonna have to pay the price.
How many times did you drift it?
Now?
Well, I mean, before the big tire.
Like on a track or something? Oh, all the time.
Okay.
All the time. It was every fucking day. Now, no, because these fucking tires, they heat up. Wherever I'm pointing, it's going. I have no control over it. And luckily, Soho's good enough with the alignment that even I could fucking try to do like a launch, and I could let go of the steering wheel. The car's gonna go straight. As far as it's been.
You're brave.
So it goes dead straight.
Yeah, because remember we were coming back from Greensboro or Winston-Salem, and we took that long sweeping right-hander, and
Yes.
they got a little sketchy.
It was. So we were coming around a turn for what he's talking about, and turn said, a good 35 mile an hour turn to tell you how much the curve was. It almost was like a U. Here we come, blasting like 90 mile an hour, and this asshole is like right on my bumper, and I was like, well, shit, I got this too. Next thing you know, I feel my tires start rolling, and my car like, woof, woof. I was making the turn.
I wish I got it on video.
And I was like, oh, shit. And then I called you after that. I was like, bro.
We got slow down.
That was scary. But then, obviously that showed me the limits of, that tight of a turn, right? So, you don't know the limits of your car unless you drive them.
And you've taken the car to, the Dragon and stuff. You've done, NC80, little Switzerland, with that big tire on there?
Yeah.
And how does it?
Now that I know, now just, nothing. We could go around whatever you want. I'm cool with it. The only thing, obviously, is my car picks up speed a lot faster than somebody will. Sure. So I'm not gonna push it going down the hill.
Yeah.
But going up a hill, you best believe I'm gonna be on your bumper. I don't care how fast you think you are. I'll move you out the way, bro. And that's what it okay, people just remember, I'm on a sticky tire. Even if it's rolling, now I understand that when the tire gets hot, it's gonna grip the fucking road. It doesn't matter what, if I'm trying to make it's gonna feel weird, but the tire is gonna grip unless it's wet.
Have you thrown rocks at anybody yet?
Yeah. I hear it, even, if it rains, and even just here, I hear it sounds like a fucking storm going under my car. It picks up everything.
Yeah.
Especially when they're hot.
Because I have the 660s on all around the car, but I have little pebbles in between my headlights and the fenders. Mm-hmm. It's little pebbles, and they just stay there. And that's because, one, I don't have fender liners, right? So it's just kicking up rocks all over, and
you got sticky tires on the front too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I got rocks everywhere.
Right now, I got GT radios in the front. Yeah, they're a decent sized tire, but I haven't pushed the car that hard to find out how sticky really they are. But I mean, it handles great. They feel really good.
Have you raced it at all? Aside from people would say street racing, but it's not street racing. Have you taken it to a track?
No, I have not. Not yet. No, it's shit. The last time I took it to the track was 2 years ago when I went to Streetcar Takeover. Okay. I just been busy.
Yeah, I feel that.
Getting married, and then what happened at the wedding, and then buying a house. So it's been a busy guy.
What the heck was that?
The guys across the street that have a business, so they're always opening and closing the garage door and shit.
Oh, I thought it sounded like a gunshot.
No, I mean they do shoot around
fireworks.
They I don't know if they're shooting this late, but this is country, I guess, and you could go shooting.
Yeah, we used to shoot out here.
But yeah, no, I haven't gone to the track, and since honestly, might have been longer than that, 3 years now. 3 years. I do want to get a different wheel setup because it's kind of getting boring. Yeah.
You try some grip stuff?
Yeah, it's getting super monotone. Then I want to upgrade. The few things I want to do, obviously, I daily the car. Once it's not a daily anymore, I want to make it nice.
And you don't owe anything on it, right? It's all paid off?
No, this has been paid off for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
So this has been my car. So I want to obviously make it look nice, make the power match the look of the car, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I want to do that, different wheels, upgrade the brakes, and then get some interior shit, because my steering wheel is garbage, basura, and I need a new one.
Have you thought about a cage or a half cage?
After I seen so many people crash, like doing the street racing shit, especially with what I told you today, like, yeah, it's been crossing my mind more and more. Do like a bolt-in, like at least 4-point cage where like I could put a harness and strap myself in, and I'm not gonna get ejected out of the car or something.
Right.
Or if the car happened to land on his head, it's not gonna fucking crush me. Yeah. But once it's not a daily, because right now, I got subs and shit in there, so later on, maybe I can make it more of a street kind of track car, like gut the back half, put a cage, and kind of paint everything like black with steel it or whatever it is, because it seems to be a cool thing that people's using to make it look like all one color and uniform.
Let's see. If you could get into another car, what would it be?
I love Toyota.
If you say a 400Z, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
No. I mean, like, why? I got this.
Yeah, it's the same car.
Yeah, so I like Toyotas. So I don't know if like
a Corolla. You're a Corolla man.
No.
Camry.
No, like
you
a
look
Chaser.
You look like a Camry.
Like a Camry guy.
Yeah.
It was funny because we were talking about that earlier in one of the podcasts I did like a few weeks ago. That where you take a base model BMW or a fully loaded TRD Camry.
I'm taking the BMW.
What? Why? A base model 320ai BMW, you'll take that over a fully loaded TRD Camry?
Yeah.
Hell no. You must be crazy.
I am. I am.
But I mean, I guess, hey, everybody got their...
Because at the end of the day, right, it's still a Camry. That's like people that buy. It's like people that buy like the GR Corolla, right? It's like, yeah, it's a cool car, but you will be forever known as the guy that spent $50,000 on a Corolla.
Yes, but...
And you're never, ever
But think about like the amenities, right? When I say fully loaded, like TRD Camry, it got like red guts, rest seats, panoramic roof, touchscreen, everything, heated and whatever, big brake kit. It also got the nicer body kit on it, and it has like 300 and something horsepower for a daily. Versus the 4-cylinder, like, are there 4 cylinders, I think? The 320ai BMWs or whatever?
I don't know.
I don't know much about the but.
Like, are they 4-cylinder turbos?
No, bro, they're like NA. I don't think they turbos.
I don't know much about BMW anymore.
Yeah, but like for amenity wise, I'll take the Camry all day long. Plus, you got to pay the BMW fucking taxes on top of that.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like the Camry's gonna outlive the BMW at that point.
That's fair.
Just for that aspect, I'll take the Camry. Okay. But to answer, I like a Chaser. The Chasers, I like them. Or I mean, I would love to get a fucking.
You
Supra.
honestly don't see them very often, right? I've seen maybe 3 that are local to Charlotte, right? And that's it. Like my friend Jake, he has that shop up in Concord. His like tuner / like wiring guy has 2 Chasers.
Really?
Those are the only 2 that I know of.
And I also like the IS300, but I feel like the IS300.
Which one though? Like the old, like the first gen stuff, or like the newer stuff?
The first gen, like early 2000s.
1J,
Yeah,
2J stuff.
The 2J, yeah. The IS300s, like with the 2JZ. I mean, like those are the cars I grew up seeing. It wasn't like and Hondas. A lot of Hondas and fucking Acuras, Acura TLs and shit, like modified, supercharged, and others of the fucking bullshit. We used to go to H Day in Englishtown all the time.
Yeah.
So like that's what I grew up seeing, a lot of Hondas.
Okay. I'm surprised you didn't get one. That's crazy.
I just fell in love with the Z. And then it was so that from New York, a lot of Hondas got stolen, bro. Like people, I had a lot of friends and cousins that they would go hang out with people in Patterson, New Jersey, or whatever, or Jersey. And all these fucking Hondas will get stolen. All I heard every time we go to was somebody, and they'd be like, "Bro, I have 4 cars parked in front of my Honda. These niggas brought, the thing that you put on the wheels."
Yeah.
And then you like hit and jack up the car. They moved the 4 cars and took the Hondas out and put the cars back.
It's dedication.
So I'm like, bro, I don't want a fucking Honda. I don't want my shit to get robbed.
I mean, it was like that down here for the longest time. Like, there's no reason to go to Gastonia for any reason. There's no reason to go to Belmont, especially if you have a Honda, because that shit would get picked up real
Yeah,
quick.
they will like follow you home and like check your shit out for like a couple days, and then your shit will be gone. You go to sleep, your shit gone.
Yeah.
So
And what's
that's
crazy-
why I didn't want to get a Honda back then. So I was like, you know what? The next best thing for me at the time was like I love disease. So that's why I
Because
decided
what's
to
crazy
go.
is like the Honda scene in New York is insane.
It's big.
Like, they
Huge,
have-
humongous.
The coolest shit ever.
Yes. And it's crazy because you'll be like, how the hell these people drive these damn cars and these fucked
Right.
up bros and the cops always
Yeah.
fucking with you. But no, they people keep their shit in a storage unit and then they bring them out in the summer or whatever. And then I met these guys. It's fuck, what was it? They call it like Technology R. They used to fuck big with Hondas. The first time I heard a really fast Honda, they had like a 9 second car. It
That was fast back in the day.
That was fast as fuck. The car had like 1,000 horsepower.
That's crazy.
I was like, what? I don't know, 4-cylinder?
Yeah, now
So
you got
that was the car they used to race, Technology R, and then they started fucking with GTRs. And it was crazy. I met so many people with the GTR shit over there.
now you got people like in the 7s and 6s just like it's nothing.
Like the big DJs from New York and stuff that do like the Latin like stations and stuff like that. There's a DJ called Alex Sensation. He's like one of the biggest DJs in New York City, and he used to come to the shop all the time. And like they were building his GTR. His GTR was fucking nasty at the time because this is what like 2011 or whatever, 2010 when they first came out. And this dude had like I don't know 700-800 horsepower GTR because that was fast as fuck then. You didn't hear about that.
Right.
And then they also used to be big into music, like the minivan, like the vans with like all the speakers and shit. They open up like 5 different ways. They were used to build them things.
Oh yeah.
So it was pretty cool. The car scene in New York is cool.
Yeah. It's just weird. Like I've lived down here my entire life, and I've moved other places. Like I moved to the Midwest for a little bit, but I've mostly been in North Carolina. And if I'm being completely honest, the car scene here sucks. It kind of sucks.
It's gotten worse just with everything going on because I mean, the coolest thing I used to look forward to was going to the Charlotte Cars and Coffee. You know, getting to cruise with everybody and shit like that, and then it just got fucking shut down for stupidity.
Well, it was only a matter of time before Cars and Coffee got shut down anyway, because the amount of people that came out to these events, it's hard to find venues in a big city like this that can hold thousands of people, unless you're willing to pay for it, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, on
And
top
then you got to start charging people because how you gonna put up the money?
well, I mean, they got their money through vendors and stuff, like vendor spots. But, you know, the vendors can only show up so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to keep showing up to an event that keeps getting shut down because idiots can't control themselves, you know? But yeah, like in a big city like this, like Charlotte's big, but it's small compared to like Atlanta or...
In the car scene, or you mean like just a city, like
just
as a
in
city?
general,
In general,
for car people, right?
Yeah.
Charlotte's more spread out. Like you have cities within the city, right?
Yeah. Got Concord.
Yeah, and it's really hard to find venues in like a 30 to 40 mile radius of Center City that can hold thousands of people. So, and the other problem you have is like you have your car enthusiasts, and then you have people who just want to come and check that shit out that have regular traffic. And what happens is they want to be included in the whole thing and park with people who are like actively showing that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not entitlement, but it's like borderline entitlement. Like they want to be included or something, and it's just not for you.
Right. And it's like, bro, if you're here to spectate, just like park over there and walk over here.
Yeah.
There's designated like parking. I feel like dividing the cars
I actually kind of like that.
is cool, but at the same time, it's like we all drive different cars,
Sure.
right? We got a big group of friends that everybody drives something different. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we all get to park together? Instead, like, let's say, fucking, I don't know who, like, I don't know, throw out a random name, Xavier from X-Men comes in a fucking Mustang. and he's riding with the group, and they'd be like, "Bro, Xavier, you can't park with us. You got to park over there with damn Magneto and them, because they all got Mustangs."
Oh my god!
Wouldn't it be cool for everybody to fucking park together?
This is an inside joke, by the way. No one's gonna understand this. It's just from something that happened earlier today.
So be like, "Hey, we could be the X-Men." Instead, no, man. You wanna?
It's just, oh my god.
So, but like the separating thing is cool because everybody like, hey, I just want to see Mustangs. I want to see American Muscle. You could go over there. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like if you have a group of friends that everybody got different cars, you all want to park together. You don't want to be like, oh, damn, bro, they told me to park over there now. So,
so aside from local stuff, were there any events that you like really look forward to going to for like that were all Nissan centered? Like I know they had Z Days in Atlanta or Z Days in the mountains or in Port Alliance or whatever. Like what was your go-to show to go to? Where was it, or where would you like to go for an event?
That's a good question, because honestly, I'm like, I love cars, but like the car scene in Charlotte it's kind of, you see the same thing
all the time.
All the time. And there's like the same 30, 40 people that hang out, and there's the same 30, 40 people at the same car shows that have the nicer cars.
Yeah. Like so I understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm not a huge fan of car meets every weekend, right?
Right.
I need some time to like just chill out, not go to anything, so that you want to go to see people you haven't seen in a while. If you're doing the same shit every weekend, you're getting up with the same dudes every weekend, that shit is monotonous.
It's getting repetitive. It's like, all right, I'm like, at first, when you first start doing it, yeah, let's go. But then, like, once you do it for the third or fourth time, I was like, all right, bro. We meet up at this gas station.
It's the same gas station.
It's the same gas station.
Time.
Literally, it's like fucking copy and paste, like for every weekend. We meet up at the same gas stations. The same 15 people show up. The same 5 people are late. And then we go park at the same thing and walk around the same rows looking at the same exact car that we just saw last weekend.
And then you do the same stupid shit on the street.
And to me, it's like, okay, like, why don't we just all get together? Like, yo, let's go to the mountain for the day.
Yeah.
Let's go drive. Let's go down here. Let's go by the lake.
But no one wants to drive far away and do fun stuff. They want to do the stuff that gets them clout.
Yeah.
Right?
To me, yeah. I mean, and that's what it's all about now. It's just the clout. And to me, it would be like, bro, let's get up and let's go down to Myrtle Beach by the beach and get some like cool pictures. Let's find different spots and shit and go shoot or whatever, like at nighttime. Let's meet other people from motherfucking cities that are into cars. Let's try to link up with random people. But it's not like that anymore. But to go back to your question, like what show I used to look forward to, Z Days. Obviously, like Z Nationals, all the Z stuff, because obviously I've always been like a Nissan head. But I don't mind going to all the show, like Import Alliance is the Look Cool or whatever. I forgot what was the Import Expo or whatever that they used to host in Atlanta.
They did a lot of like slammed enough stuff in Atlanta, like North Atlanta. They did clean culture stuff in Atlanta.
Like, yeah, so I want to always go to like Atlanta for a car meet because it looks so dope. And then the pre-meet at night times, and I was like, this is the car scene that I need. This is it. So, and then every time it happened, every year I'm like, I'm going to go. And then around that time, I'll either forget, and then it will just come up and sneak on me up by surprise, and I never get to do it. But there's going to be some stuff like, thanks to Alex, I got like a little planner book. Now, if I want to do something, I'll go like, oh shit, what date? I'll go write that shit down so like I don't forget.
Right.
Start like planning out, even to do like the podcast and stuff. If I don't write it down, it's just
So like, if you want like a really fun event to go to, a really chill event, Southern Fresh, the guy who hosts it, his name is Joseph Dale. He's local to Atlanta, and all the shows are usually in Atlanta or just south of it. Right. Some of the chillest show events ever. Right. It's all outdoors. You can leave when you want, show up when you want, whatever. And he's been doing this for like 12 years. strong, like 12 years strong.
That's cool.
Import Alliance was fun for the first 1 or 2 years, and then after that, it just got boring because you're seeing the same shit, not necessarily the same shit, right? But you're seeing cars that probably shouldn't be there.
I was just gonna say that.
So like Import Alliance from like 2012 when it came to Charlotte to like 2014-ish, they would allow like Mustangs and Camaros and American shit in there. I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's Import Alliance. Like that should not be in here. And they would also make you park next to people who were just spectating, right? Now I think they've changed that, but I also don't want to drive 4.5 hours to go to Atlanta to see and just walk around. And like it's just not for me anymore, right?
So like a cool event. You remember Dankfest? Is that a thing still?
I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think,
But that shit used to be fun.
yeah,
so
in
we used to
Wilkesboro,
go,
right?
yeah.
Well, they had it in
Did they have
Greensboro. They had it in Greensboro at the airport, right? They've had it in Wilkesboro, which is between like Boone and like Statesville, I guess.
Yeah, I went to that. I used to go to that one.
And they had one.
They used to shut down like that part of the city to do it in where the train tracks are and shit. That
and
shit was
they
cool.
had one in I think Winston at one point.
Yeah, they had the one, and then they had the one in Myrtle Beach. So
Really?
yeah, so we went to like a couple of us went to the Myrtle Beach one, and we ended up not going to the show. We just ended up like going, taking pictures, and just hanging out by the beach. We were like, bro, we drove down here and paid for a hotel for the weekend. Like, why?
Right.
Why
Well,
are we
it's like-
gonna go to a damn dome and just look at the same cars
Yeah.
that we see drive by at the fucking at the strip? Whoa, we just
It's like
chilling here.
it's like going to Slammed Enough, right? Like Slammed Enough Gatlinburg. I've been one time, right?
Really?
I had no desire to see any of those cars inside the show. But one, it's not for me. They all look the same. They're all cookie cutter stuff, and you'll see everything in an hour, and then just be bored for the rest of the day, right? So for me, I would go to Slammed Enough Gatlinburg, but I would not do anything near the show. I'd do everything around the city, like go to Dollywood or go to like all the
Like I just want to
wilderness roller coasters and shit like that.
I always wanted to do.
I want to do
those.
all of that stuff. I just don't want to be anywhere near the actual event because.
And I just want to
it's
go
not-
for the
it's not
like the
for me.
pre-meet stuff. Like I get
The pre-meets, yeah, the pre-meets. Are
I
cool.
want to go to the pre-meets. Like I don't care. I could care less. Couldn't care. Is it couldn't care less or could care less? What's the word?
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about the show itself. I just want to go to the pre-meets and like the night stuff. It's like for example, like when you go to Cars and Coffee. Going to Cars and Coffee is cool, but the cool part is like meeting up with your friends and driving to Cars and Coffee. That's the coolest part
And not
about
to
it.
mention, like most of these events are expensive for no fucking reason. Like stand enough to get in there. Whatever year I went, I think it was 22. It's like $50 to get in, just to be
To
like,
spectate?
Just walk around. I'm like,
How much
fuck
did
that
people
shit.
wear in the show? Like,
I don't know. It must have been a lot, but $50 to see some cars that
bro,
are
you
sus to
pay
begin with.
to go to ZMAX for Streetcar Takeover. That's a show that I always look forward to because it's always fun.
Yeah, but even
But
for
like
that,
even for that, that's like $25.
yeah,
$30.
The show that was there over the summer, it was like that one random night. It was they had the
Import face off.
import
Or
face off or
import-
something. It was something like that,
Yeah.
right? And it was just like a pop up thing, right? And it was $20 to race your car on the track. And what happens? Not a whole lot of people wanted to race the track. They just wanted to park and just not do shit. It's $20 to run your car up and down the drag strip as many times as you want.
Like a Tesla.
And no one
kinda
did
deal.
that shit.
I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known.
I bring my helmet with me all the time, right? Just in case.
That's what I need to get, bro. I need to get my own helmet.
And they're
I always
cheap. They're
forget.
cheap now. I'll send you a link to one I think you should get. But, take my helmet everywhere. I could go go-karting somewhere or,
You have your own helmet.
yeah.
That's perfect.
It just comes in
Because I could
handy,
never find a fucking helmet. Like last time I went racing, I had to borrow yours.
Yeah.
So I could go to the track.
So like for me, like if I would like to go to Z Days. I don't necessarily have
A Z car.
but this last event was at Atlanta Motorsports Park, and they were
The Z National. That's when. Remember I told you when we were racing earlier in the game.
Yeah.
That's when I did the track.
Yeah, so they were there and they were doing laps, and I went to try to apply for the track day, and something happened. It wouldn't let me like apply to do it, or it said because you don't have a Z, you couldn't.
Oh yeah, it has to be like a Z or an Infinity.
Yeah, and so they
do it.
wouldn't let me do that. But apparently Kevin went, and they said there was a Miata out there doing laps with the Z. So I was kind of butthurt.
I mean, maybe it's just who you know, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, just by seeing, I don't know if you follow Larry Chen at all, right?
I love Larry Chen. I follow his stuff.
He does a lot of stuff with Z Nationals and Z Days because he's real good friends with Z1 Motorsports.
Yeah.
And the stuff, the events that they put on down there are they look fucking awesome.
They look fun.
Yeah.
Like at one point, I would love to just take my Z to like California. Like I would love to drive it over there, but now with the tires and shit, that's
in your bad back.
But like I would love to take it over there to go to one of those like Z things that they do and just drive on the West Coast. It will be like
the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah, like up and down from like Seattle,
US 1 all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See like Big Sur, Little Sur.
Yeah, I want to do all of that stuff.
That would be a dream. And drive the canyons just at least once in my own car.
LA
Would be
and
cool.
stuff. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's a dream thing. I also would love to go to the Grand Canyon in the car.
Yeah.
And drive like Highway 66 a little bit. I think that'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing to do.
I was going to ask you, what's your bucket list road that you want to drive? Because obviously you've done the Dragon, you've done all the other curvy roads in the area.
Well, it's not much the road, but more the trip. I want to go to Key West on my car.
Really?
Yeah. I've been to it once, driving. If you think there's beautiful parts of the U.S.
Key West, really?
Not Key West is like Key West is cool in itself, but the drive to Key West.
Aren't you on like a bridge for like 8 miles?
But the cool thing about the bridge is like you come down to this like sand dunes where you could park next to the ocean and get out and just kind of hang out and take pictures of your car and stuff. Cool. So that's the coolest. Like I want to do that.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that would be one, and then obviously just because I haven't been out west much.
What's the farthest you've been out west?
Nash is
like Tennessee area.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been as far like as 9 hours, like west.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, on the truck.
I've only been to
and
Texas.
as far as down to like New Orleans and then back.
Okay. I've been to Houston. That's about as far as I get.
I mean, I don't mind driving. I love driving. That's why it's my job. But I would love to just drive my car on all these like different roads that I haven't been to. Mm-hmm. Also want to take my car, or at least go to the big ass national park. Crispy Media.
Yeah.
He did like the road trip, like
he went to like Yosemite and stuff.
Yeah, where he drove his I don't know if you've seen the video of his car when that big ass tree that fell and they made it into like I want to go see that. Like I think that's so cool. That would be cool
like the Redwood National Forest or something like that.
Yes, it looks so awesome. And also Montana actually.
Yeah.
Montana National Forest, where they do like the show Yellowstone and everything.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool to see.
That would be cool.
Especially driving your own car. That'd be sweet.
I feel like a lot of those roads are like super flat, but I feel like it doesn't matter because the scenery is so crazy.
I just want to go for the scenery, the experience. Obviously, get footage. Because now the more I think about it, like, I want to just record more and put more into
I want to make some cinematic shit with my car.
Yeah. Yeah, well, everybody has a different style of either recording, doing photos and everything. For my style, I feel I like more storytelling. Yeah. Kind of like how we did that one little video of your car and stuff like that, But I just got to keep practicing and getting better at it. But that's what I like doing. I think it's kind of cool.
Right.
To put a story behind it, something.
Oh, yeah. You have a wife. You're recently married.
Yes.
Congratulations. I was there, but congratulations.
Thanks.
I was in the wedding.
I was like, bro, you were in the wedding.
How does Alex approve of your hobbies?
Yes and no. She's nervous. She's not worried about my driving. She's always nervous about other people and something happen. So I always take it like, I don't know, as a rule of thumb. Like if she like, you should be careful or whatever. So like now, even when I'm driving, like that's the first thing I think of, other than like the last thing I think of.
Yeah.
Because before it used to be like wild. Now I'm more like, all right, you got family, bro. And, you got responsibilities.
Right.
But yeah, she approves. She loves my hobby. She also like.
She helps you with this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like I see it.
Yeah.
It'll just cut scene. And it's like y'all should follow What's Your Drive podcast, or something like that.
Yeah. So like my cutscene, I asked her, because obviously my English sometimes is not very good looking. So I was like, babe, you mind writing something down? Like I gave her the idea, and then she wrote it down, and then she did a couple drafts, and then when she was ready, we recorded it a few times, and then we picked the one that we liked that sounded the best.
Are you gonna redo it by any chance? Like, are you? I don't mean that to sound bad, but like the audio sounds different.
Oh, okay. So about that, like I forgot. I didn't plug in the mic.
Okay.
So it's just like off. I don't know if it was my cell phone that I was.
It just sounds
recording.
like you guys are in a hallway and you're just.
Yeah, the echo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that afterwards. I mean, and I just keep using the same thing because, like, for example, for the podcast, I already have like a preset where I just insert the videos and
Yeah,
then I have the
that
cut
for-
in the middle,
for
so like it makes
my
it
stuff.
easier. But yeah, eventually we could redo the audio for it, and then just kind of lay it on top of it. But yeah, she's very supportive. So when I first wanted to start doing YouTube more, when we first met, she was like, definitely you should follow your passion. And to give you a little backstory is like before I've made the mistake of when I was starting to date somebody, I'll kind of step away from the car scene and stop doing my hobby just to give that person like my attention 100% of the time. But this time, since I've learned through the years, with past experiences, is like, don't stop being yourself for you to try to make the other person happy and then make yourself miserable at that time. So I was like, you know what, I do car stuff. That was the first thing I told her. Yeah, I'll go to car meets. Even when we weren't living together, I'll come over to her place. I'll be like, hey, Saturday I'm gonna go meet up with the guys and go to Cars and Coffee and doing this. So she didn't have to go to work until later, but I'll get up and still go do all my car stuff. And then, yeah, she's just always been supportive, just always been straightforward. And obviously, like, we had a good talk, and I told her, I was like, look, I'll never put us in jeopardy to do car stuff without taking care of like business,
Sure.
like taking care of our family. So, as long as we have that understanding, then everything else kind of like falls into place. You just gotta be, I guess, what's it called? Like open and have conversations. And
So, is she the type of person that like wants to learn your hobby? Like, does she want to partake in the stuff that you do? Like, does she help you with like working on the car, or does she help you with like going to events when she can? Like, is she really supportive in that?
yeah, so like I love that about her. So she's really good. Like, so we only get kind of like one day fully together out of the week, which is like Sundays. So like I tell everybody, Sundays is not my day. It's Alex's day.
Sure.
Like Saturday, with her job, she's like busy. So like she works all day, and then I'm off Saturday and Sunday. So I try to just dedicate that time for her and for us to do things together. So then what I do is, if Sunday she happens to want to go somewhere, like there's been times she's like, oh, is there any car stuff going on? And then we go do something. We go to Chris's event.
Yeah.
We've gone together. There was a time that, we weren't doing much Sunday. It was nice outside. She was like, you just want to go for a drive and, listen to music. I said, girl, it's the reason I fucking marry you.
Get the fuck out of here.
So we got in the car, went for a drive by like, Crowder's Mountain, a little bit of twisties, nothing too crazy. And
I've
then
never been there ever.
And then to Crowder's?
Yeah, ever.
It's not that bad. It's very like monotone. I don't want to drive. So when I have her in the car, at first, like I tried to drive like hard. She got nauseous and sick, so I was like,
It's
okay.
always the women that get nauseous in the car. It's always.
So I mean, like, you know,
I don't get it.
hey, some people just don't have the stomach, and also I think it's also like not having control of the car. You don't know what I'm gonna do and stuff.
Fair. That's fair.
Well, mainly she got scared because I've been told before, like when I drive, it looks like a video game. Like it doesn't look like a car could fit through there, but it was like, you know, just,
After seeing your driving today, yeah.
No, hey, that's a game. Okay, it's completely different in real life.
He's like, oh, look, a wall. You did great, though. You did great.
I mean, for not having seen like the Nürburgring, and I don't even know how I don't remember the last time I played a video game.
That's fair.
So Chris plays that shit every day.
Yeah.
He should have been that good. If we were better than him, then there was a problem.
Yeah.
And then you got real track experience, so you know more what to expect. But yeah. So she helps out.
For more inspiring content, follow What's Your Drive on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Be sure to give us a like, comment, or share. And now, back to the video.
So yeah, she helps out with, you know, wherever she can, and we try to go to events when we can together. If she wants to, or if she happens to be off or takes a day off on a Saturday and there's something going on. Like she came out, you know, I was remember when we went to Tuner Revolution at the Bojangles Coliseum? It was me, you, Alex, and stuff. We were kind of like, and Brock would like park next to each other or whatever.
Probably.
So she came to it. She got off work and then she came over there to hang out. And then we went and had drinks and stuff with Brock and them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We went to like that Pins Mechanical, whatever it was. So yeah, so, like we try to do a lot of stuff together. Like it's funny because a lot of people like have an spouse or have their significant other and be like, oh, thank God I don't have my wife. You know, I got some me time. Like me, I like spending time with my wife. That's why I married her. You know, I want her to see what it is that I enjoy doing, you know, so, and then it's gotten to the point now that when we go somewhere and she sees a car, she's like, oh, that one's unbagged, that one's not unbagged, or something, yeah. And then,
Damn.
And she's pretty brutal. One day, I always say, and I'm like, damn, I should have the camera rolling. I'll be like, babe, what you think of that car? She's like, no, yeah, that car looks like shit.
Damn.
I was like, damn, what a savage. But she'll tell me, or she'll point out like a car that I might think is interesting or something. She's like, hey, did you see that one? That one's kind of cool, or, you know.
Does she know how to drive manual? Have you taught her?
So we did that one video that I got on my page, but we haven't had, for the lack of a better word, we haven't had time. And then, you know.
But she's always down. She's like, I want to learn.
Yeah, she wanted to learn. She was always like nervous. But I think the way I showed her in the video and explained, you know, I felt like, and plus she was learning on my car, so you know how hard my clutch is.
Right. Most people learn on a Civic.
Yes. So like she did pretty good, you know. Just never got around to it again. Hopefully soon. Excuse me. We'll have the chance, and then she could drive it again, and then she could drive me around like I'll be a passenger princess. But I do want to get another car. Probably the next car I get, honestly, might be an automatic, just so she could drive it. Like the next project car, honestly, that I want is another 300ZX, but a 2+2.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want a right-hand drive one or just, you know, left-hand drive. But if it's clean enough, I'll get an NA one. But hopefully I can find like a twin turbo, just completely stock, just do an exhaust and like a front mount and a cooler just for the looks, and just keep it relatively stock. I don't need another fast car. I got this thing right here.
Yeah. And having two fast cars is expensive.
Yeah. I just want a clean car. I want to be able to drive it. I want to be able to enjoy it. Plus with the T-tops, take it off, enjoy it more in the summer and shit. So I think it'll be cool.
Does anyone else in your family know how to drive stick?
My mom.
Hell yeah, my mom does too.
She learned in a stick shift car, so she hasn't driven it in a long time, but if she needs to, I'm sure she would.
Dude, like every time I bought a car that happened to be a manual, I'd call my mom and be like, hey, I'm buying this car. I need you to drive it and give me your opinion. Because, you know, as you get older, you want to value your parents' opinions more and more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you may not have someone later in life to
That is
help
true.
you out with stuff. So, but she grew up on like a beetle, like a little Herbie beetle, and it had like a hole in the floor, like you could like Fred Flintstone that shit, and that was her first car, right? And it was a manual. So any car that I get, it doesn't matter if it's modified or stock. My mom's gonna be the first one to drive that.
That's
aside
pretty cool.
from me. I've tried to teach my sisters. It's scary as fuck. I've had both of them in the car with me, and I still have the Snapchat video from the day that I taught both of them how to drive it. My youngest sister about careened into a stop sign. And I was like, get the fuck out.
But the thing is, like, did she want to learn, or you were just trying to show her?
Trying to like show her.
I think it's different. It's just like another language, or when you're trying to learn like a different skill. Like if you want to, you gotta pick it up quicker than a person that's just trying to force it on you.
I still have the video. If I find the video, I gotta show it to you. But she freaked out almost at the stop sign, right? And then my youngest sister, at the time that I did that, she had to be like 10 or 11, and she drove it straight home. And as soon as we got there, my mom's like standing at the front door, and she's like waiting to see who comes out of the front seat of the car. It's not me. I'm in the back seat.
It was your younger sister.
Yeah. She's like, "What are you doing? What is she doing? You're a fucking idiot." I'm like, "Hey, she got here.
Try to get a teacher.
This big dingus over here almost careened into a stop sign." Yeah.
Damn, that's freaking crazy.
But it's just cool. Like, I know my dad can drive stick. I don't really trust him with with his motor skills that we're right now. It's not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, my sister doesn't know how to drive stick. Alex's Kendall, her car before she had got like a Rogue now. It was a stick shift car.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So she knows how to drive stick. Alex's dad knows how to drive stick. Her mom doesn't. I don't know if her brother does. I don't think I've ever asked, but I don't know if he does or not. And the younger sister, I don't think she does either.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's something you need to learn, even if you never have to use it, right?
Yeah, at least just.
It's just one of those skills that I feel like you should know how to do.
Yeah.
In the event that you have to.
That you have to, in case of an emergency.
Because, like, you go over to another country, like in the UK or something, or somewhere like in Thailand or whatever, and probably more than likely that car is going to have a manual transmission in it, and then you're like, you know what? I don't know how to drive this.
Yeah, you're gonna be
taking a bus or an Uber.
Or a train or something in a country that you've never been in.
What's one country that you haven't been to that you would like to go to?
Tokyo. Japan.
Me too. I've got a Japan fund just sitting in my bank account.
Do you really?
Yep. I started it shortly after COVID.
Oh.
Because we went to Texas 2K with Soho in 21, I think it was. Or 2020. Yeah, 2020. And we were looking at flights because they were about to cancel flights for COVID on our way back. And we're like, yo, we can get flights to Japan for like $100, like round trip flights. And I was like, well, this isn't going to last forever. And at my job, there's a chick that does all of our social media marketing for like Facebook and stuff. And she used to work for Disney, and she's been to Disney World in Japan like 4 or 5 times.
Damn, that sounds.
So I picked her brain and was like, so what do I need to do? Like, how much money do I need to take with me? Where do I stay? What do I do? She's like, if you really want the best Japan experience, go for more than 10 days. Because you essentially lose a day of travel time. Right?
Yeah. So that leaves you with 8 plus jet lag.
Right. So she's like, places to stay are very similar to what the prices are for here. Food's extremely cheap. Transportation can be expensive, but she's like, if you buy like a train pass for a full week or however long you're going to be there for, that's the best case scenario. places can be cheap to stay, like not Airbnbs, but like those like cot things.
Oh, which is like a sleeping cot thing
Yeah.
that you kind of slide into?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have those. But she's like 10 days or more to like see everything you want to see. I'm like, I mean, I'm really there to see just car shit, right? But I'm also not opposed to seeing like the actual history of Japan,
Yeah,
you know?
I think that'd be cool. That'd be like multiple trips. I don't think you could.
No, because like to travel from like
The top.
all the way down, that's like a whole week in itself, you know?
Yeah. It's
And I asked her,
it's
like,
a small island, but it's like
it's long, it's just
yeah,
long,
it's long.
right? And I was asking, I was like, what's the best time to go? She's like, in the fall is the best time to go because you have like the cherry blossoms and stuff. I'm like,
that's what I want to see.
I think fucks, I want to go. So yeah, since
And
then,
you gotta look about also like trying to get like international like driving permit, like license or whatever.
yeah, but that's expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if I go, I would love to drive a 34 or something.
From what I've been told, driving in Japan or in Tokyo in general is expensive.
Because there's a lot of tolls everywhere.
No, it's not even that. It's just like to have a license or something in Japan or Tokyo, it's just expensive. That's why a lot of people don't drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I know Daniel. I think he's been to Japan.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The other kid that drifts. Fuck, I forgot his name. He's always with Daniel, black kid. Just like a R34 now.
Wow.
I'll have to show you his.
And Daniel, if you're watching this or whenever you watch it, come get your shit.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna give you his chair. He's in my office.
I will never see Daniel. I only see him randomly.
Randomly.
Yeah. So you need to come down here and get your fucking chair.
Bro, this shit's been at my house for like 2 years.
It's his now.
I almost hit him up and be like, bro, how much was the chair, bro? I'll just send you some. I'll order you one. What's your address? Get it mailed to your house.
Yeah. But I asked about like the price and stuff for 10 or more days, and she said about $4,000. Because the most expensive part is the plane ticket, right? That's like $1,500-$1,600 round trip right there.
Yeah.
And then transportation and lodging and stuff. I mean, four grand. That's pretty good.
That's not bad for more than 10 days.
You could go for $4,000. That $4,000 wouldn't even get you a week in a high place like LA or New York City for like anything.
So Alex and I went to New York for her birthday 2 years ago, and we stayed right in downtown. And mind you, we drove up there, but we spent for the hotel room alone was I think it was 3 days. No, it was 3 days, 4 nights. Because we got there in the morning, and then we stayed. No, it was 4 days. We were there for 4 days, and I think we spent like $1,600 just for the hotel.
Jesus Christ.
$1,600, and then obviously we had to put the car in the parking deck, and then we use the subway for everything.
Yeah. I've only been to New York twice. I don't remember much of it because I was young. I do remember taking the train from Long Island into the city, and we walked to the Empire State Building, and we walked around Times Square, and it was raining, it was cold, it was miserable. And that's all I remember. I would like to go back. Like, I would like to visit the memorial and stuff up there. I'd like to go visit, all the touristy spots, eat some really good food up there.
So when we went up there, we tried food anywhere from like the dollar pizza to like expensive rooftop dinners. So she tried it all. We, hot dog stands, the freaking ice cream trucks on the corner, the hot dogs, like the corner hot dogs or whatever. Bro, we tried so many different foods. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We had a good time. And so it was for her 30th birthday. We did like a photo shoot at the Brooklyn Bridge.
I think I remember that.
That was cool. We walked. So I told her, because we want to take some picture in Times Square, right? So like the thing with New York is, city never sleeps, like they say. That's true. But there's a certain time, there's not a lot of people. I told her, I was like, if we want to take the pictures, we either have to do it real late at night, like 1 in the morning or something, or we could wake up really early before people would start hitting this, like restarting back up the day. So that's what we did. We woke up like at 3 a.m. She got all ready, dressed, makeup, boom, the whole shebang. I was like, wear some slides, bring your heels in a bag. We had the 31 or whatever, her 30 like balloons too. So we walked around like at 3 something in the morning, went to the Radio City, the music hall, whatever. We took pictures there. We took pictures where they have like the rest stairs or whatever, right in the middle of Times Square.
So like the trains are always running there.
Yeah,
right?
they run 24/7. But we were staying like there. We were a block away from what the rest stairs are. So we just walked to these places, and then we walked to Grand Central. And we took pictures there. You ever seen like in movies that dome looking with it? Yeah, we took pictures in there. We went there. I took her there. Then we took the train to the Brooklyn Bridge. Then we walked out to the bridge and took pictures descending in the middle of the bridge.
Yeah, because I've only ever, like I said, I only ever went to the Empire State Building. I never even got to go up to the top.
We did that later, like not the same day we did that, but like the night before our last there, like we did the Empire State Building. We went all the way to the top. We went and had a nice dinner. One of the days we took a trip to Statue of Liberty. I couldn't remember the name. And then we walked around and we went to see the memorial, where the towers were. And then one of the days too, we like rented scooters. We walked to like towards Central Park, rented scooters, and we rode around the whole park.
Oh yeah.
And everything. So it was cool. We got to do like touristy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's different to do with people that's like me, that I'm from there. I know where to take you.
Yeah.
Versus like you trying to like Google or whatever, because then you don't know. And then we ate at a couple of like famous like places that were like what's it called? Like very recommended or whatever. So we went and got food or something to try it.
Yeah, because like as an adult, when I went to New York, it was when I was a kid, and my cousins stayed on Long Island near like Jones Beach area, and so like we would drive all up and down Long Island. We went to Fire Island all the way at the top, like Montauk Point area. But the only time we went into the city was like one time, right? And at the time, my cousin was like super young, probably like 4 or 5 years old. And she was just not happy, right? So we get to the Empire State Building and I'm like, I want to go to the top. And she's just crying her eyes out. She's just not having it. And they're like, you guys need to leave because you're creating a scene. I'm like, fuck me, man. And then we went to Natural History Museum. We went to, I think it's called Alien Pizza, but I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't know if it's there. Oh, we went to Macy's. She'd never seen Macy's in person.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, just wait until you see the inside of the building. This shit is insane.
Now, Macy's is
on 34th Street.
Basement, right?
No, Macy's is, so.
There used to be a Macy's, I think, under the Trade Center, right?
The Trace, I mean, like they have like smaller, like stores, but like what they do, the Macy's parade, like that big ass building.
Yeah,
that shit is massive inside.
Yeah.
Like there's no way for me to describe to you how big of a store this is. Like there's half level stores. So if you're going up a flight of steps, you know how sometimes you go up and then up. So there's a store here. You come up this halfway up the stairs and there's a whole nother level like halfway. And then you come up and there's a whole nother level. And it's like that. And
so it's like the epicenter but with like multiple levels.
Bro, the epicenter didn't even come close.
Have you ever been to Eastland Mall?
Which one's that one?
So it was a mall on like the east side of Charlotte near Independence, like Central and stuff.
Oh, I think so, yeah. Before they shut it down?
Yeah. Was it like that where it had like multiple levels of just
but this place is humongous. Big as like everything and anything is there. It's insane. When she went in, she was like, holy, I was not expecting this.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different, there's so many freaking stores in New York and so much food and shit that we went to Chinatown. That was cool.
Yeah.
I took her to Chinatown. We walked around and had sushi and shit down there. That was freaking dope. That was cool as fuck.
See, that's another thing I worry about. Like if I go to Japan. Now, I know they have Americanized food there, but like I don't eat sushi, so I feel like all I'm gonna be eating is fucking
I mean,
American food, noodles of some sort, and that's it.
yeah. I mean, you can always look like videos and stuff when you're going to where popular like Americanized food is.
Yeah,
And then,
and
like,
I'm not like too worried about. They have like really good burgers there. They have really good steak, like Wagyu steak and stuff is pretty good there. It just
so
goes
like if
everywhere.
you're going with multiple people, right? I always say drive. You save so much money. You spend like $200 on gas. Just to go over there per person, you're spending like $250, $300 a flight.
Yeah.
So if you're going with like, let's say 4 people, you know, or 3, get like a hotel between the 3 of you or whatever, bunk together, and then freaking just drive up, and you'll save so much money.
Now, where would you stay?
To do stuff like that, like I'll stay right in the
What's
middle.
like the budget place to stay? Not like low tier level staying, but like something that's comparable to where you would stay like here. Let's say like $250 to $300 a night.
I mean, you can find a lot of those. We just wanted to be like dead center in the middle.
Could you find like Airbnbs and shit?
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Okay.
You find Airbnbs. You can find like cheaper hotels. You know, we still like got a. It was almost like a bed and breakfast kind of looking thing. No, I don't think it was, but it was, I mean, the hotel was pretty expensive because of where it was. And it was, I mean, it was nice. We wanted to stay there because we were going to be doing a lot of walking and shit. And then we were like, if we want to go take a nap, we could go back to the. So, I mean, we did that. Like the days that we woke up at 3 a.m. and went and did all the pictures and shit, we went out, and then we came back, took a nap, took a shower, and then went back out because it was summer. You get fucking hot. But yeah, I mean, you could find places that are cheaper, I'm sure. And if you don't mind like taking a train to go downtown, you could probably stay like closer to Uptown or further downtown.
Right.
Like closer to like Canal Street and all that shit, 14th Street. Oh, I remember I did take her, you know where they do Law and Order? Where they go up the court, Wall Street?
Yeah.
I took her to see that.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I was like, babe, imagine if Olivia or like fucking
Right.
somebody just comes out of the damn
blonde
courtroom.
chick.
I was like, yo, shit. But yeah,
I'd let that blonde chick sit on my face.
oh my god. And I just noticed we were talking. This thing is on. My check 1 2 1 2. And I see the little green light, and I was like, oh fuck. And then stop recording. Did it stop? Did it turn off? But no. Any more questions, señorito?
Not really. I think I've covered your whole life pretty much
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah, it's not that. I mean, not that. Other than making the car look clean, I don't got any more. I just need a daily, so I could like do other
Need a
shit to the
daily
car.
for the other daily.
Yeah. I need a less gas happy car.
In a Honda Fit, man.
I'm too big for that shit. I feel like I have to sit in
True,
the back
but
seat in order
like-
to drive.
Well, I was gonna get one, and so I actually like drove one, and the seats sit up really high, so my head was hitting like the fucking
no.
roof.
And I feel like, okay, smaller cars are cool, but at the same time, it's like if you don't have power to get out of your own way, I don't want to drive you because now you're just a freaking hazard on the road. It's like, oh, excuse me, coming through, or you're trying to merge on the highway, and you're like Tim was saying, hit the gas, bro, hit the gas. And I'm like, bro, you want me to put the foot to the floor?
Right.
I already got it floored, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that shit's funny. It's funny because like when I had my EF Civic, the 90, was still hanging out with like Jorge and stuff, and that's when Jorge still had the Blue Z.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn it, Brian, get the fuck out of the way. We'd be like merging onto the highway, and he would just be stuck behind me, and I'm pinned to the floor at like 80.
And the car screaming at the top of this lungs.
Yeah, it's got 80 horsepower. It's just not moving whatsoever. And all the faster people are behind me. I was like, yeah, fuck you guys.
No wonder every time now it's like I said earlier when we were hanging out, like when we used to be like, all right, everybody's gonna follow Brian. if I weren't next to you, you were gone. I always have to text you like, bro, where the fuck did you go?
Yeah.
And we're like, nah, bro, I left. Like, fucking leave us behind and shit.
And they're like, yeah,
If there was a team no red light, Brian.
Yeah.
Like, you had to be team no yellow lights, no red lights.
Right. Like,
If he
fucking
passed
take
that light, you
shit.
better be on his ass because he's gonna leave you.
Because there was a video. It was like we were coming back from the pho place with Corey last week, and I had the truck, and I'm like just mobbing from like 77 to get on 85 North, and I'm like, people just get the fuck out of my way. I'm trying to get home. I'm tired of shit, and I'm doing like allegedly 90 miles an hour. And Corey's videotaping in the Supra, and he's like, this motherfucker Brian fucking doing 90, allegedly, in the truck. And he like pans down to like the speed he's going in the Supra, and he's like, this man's wild. I was like, dude, I'm tired. I'm trying to get home.
Yeah, bro, when I'm tired, I'm just trying to make it and get the hell out of the car.
But yeah, I mean, like anytime I go somewhere, like people in our friend group tend to be late to everything, right? I'm the type of person that...
I'm so type A. I like being on time.
Yeah.
If I'm on time, I'm late. I like being early.
Yeah. Or if I know I have
I like being rushed.
if I know I have to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm going to leave early, or I'm going to leave when I know I'm going to get to that place. Mm-hmm. My motherfucking friends just like to be late to shit all the time. Corey.
I mean, some people
I
are like
don't
that.
get it. Like, and you know, I'll be like, let's just make plans like way ahead of time. And these motherfuckers don't like making plans ahead of time. It's just, I'm in the now. Now.
Well, I could be with them on that. I hate making plans.
Really?
That's why I love my wife. She loves doing all the planning, and I'm like, babe, go for it. Like, the most plans I do, like, I'll have to write it down. Like, I'm so bad because after, like, my accidents, there's days, like this morning, where everything going on, I was like, fuck. I was like, my head was freaking pounding. I was not feeling great. So I was like, damn, now I gotta, like, you know, like, pull my big boy pants up because I already had this shit scheduled. And...
like, for instance, right? So... every year, I try to go to the 24-hour race at Daytona, and it usually starts on like a Thursday and ends Sunday afternoon, right? Because the race starts mid-afternoon, like on a 1 or 2 o'clock on Saturday, and then it goes to 12 to the same time Sunday. So I always try to schedule like getting my camping pass, because that shit sells out really quick, or trying to find an Airbnb like months in advance. And I'll be like, all right, guys, here's where I'm trying to stay. I need to know what everybody's game plan is. Or it could be for like any other like events where like I'm racing, or it could be like a music/racing event. And motherfuckers will wait until the very last possible minute to be like, yeah, I'm going or I'm not going. And it's like 1 to 2 weeks before the event. And they're like, all right, now I can go, or now I can't go. I was like, dude, I've already made the reservation. And like people back out that say they're going to go. That shit is so... don't do that. If you're that person, stop doing that shit.
Yeah. Being that we had to plan the wedding and everything, trying to get people to even get their tuxes, trying to get people to RSVP, trying to get people, you know, to like, yo, you know, get the hotel room, do this. Bro, it was a pain in the ass, bro. I get your frustration, because doing that shit, I've never been so frustrated in my life.
Because what happens is like...
it's like, bro, what are you waiting? Like, I gave you the information. You wanted like a discount. We got you the discount. We got this. We got that. We trying to accommodate you so you come to our wedding. Yeah. And then you're not, you know, oh yeah, we'll get it done. We'll do it. And then never do it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro, we need to know if you're actually coming or not, because
I've got this awesome rate, right?
Yeah. Like we also have, you know, the food.
Yeah.
So like, you know, obviously when you're planning a wedding, it's by plates and shit, or X amount of people you pay, whatever. And then it's like, that shit was a whole hassle trying to remind people. And then you don't want to be like annoying and reminding people all the freaking time, or be like a bridezilla or whatever, you know, which is bothering, which I love that Alex wasn't. She was just more chill, but still frustrating that it took everybody so long to do shit, and you know, when it's so simple. But yeah, I get your frustration on that for sure. That's why I don't like making plans with people. I was always more the person like, bro, Brian, you free? Yeah. I was like, you want to go drive? You gonna go to the mountains? You want to go? All right, let's meet up right here and let's go. But when it comes to like shit like that, yeah, I guess as a guy older, like it makes more sense to kind of like plan it, so then you know what you're doing. Because
I mean, when you're younger, you're always in the minute. You're always in the moment, right? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and like.
Sometimes you end up not doing anything.
Yeah, and then now you're just like, I legit do not have time to do this.
Yeah.
Everything just slows down when you get older. I sound like my fucking parents right now.
It's crazy you think that way. So like, you know, we bought this house and stuff, and people's like, bro, you want to come on, do this and this and that, and I'm like, bro, I just want to be home, bro.
Right, I just want to chill at home.
I want to chill at home. I want to be in my house. I want to be with my wife. I want to watch TV. I want to be couch potato. I don't want to do shit.
Right.
There's times I even, you know, talking to her, I'm like, babe, we got any plans this weekend? She's like, no, not really. I was like, great, don't make any. I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, like what was it, like 2 weeks ago, like the day that I stopped doing FedEx, or the weekend after, I was like, yo, I didn't do shit all day. I laid in bed and watched YouTube all damn day. I didn't leave the house.
Those days are needed.
It was fantastic.
Some of those days are needed, honestly. Especially, I know you got back problems. Sometimes it's just good to like, you know how they say, you know, like if you take your foot up the gas, you could go faster on the turn. It's the same thing. Take your foot up the damn gas at your life, and then you could just catch your breath and then like restart your batteries again.
It also doesn't help that it's fucking cold out.
Yeah, it's cold as shit. It's cold as fucking this damn garage right now. We've been out here for like an hour and change.
Yeah.
But we can wrap her up here if you want.
Yeah, I think I've asked you everything that, I mean, there's stuff that I didn't even know about you until tonight, so it's always good to learn.
Yeah.
Do you have anything for me? Or you want to save that for a Brian
future
podcast version
Brian
2?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure like, so this is what I want to ask, since you back on, you know, like, and seeing it from the outside, because I know you be watching the stuff because you be commenting on it. Like, what do you think of the setup and how everything is progressing? Like your honest opinion on.
I do like it. I think you know what you want to do. You have a clear idea as to what you want to do. It's just finding the time to do it. Like, I would like with my garage, since I'm selling the house, like there's a lot of stuff that I would love to do to the garage that I didn't get the chance to do. Yeah. And one, it's just expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
But, like I wanted to redo the floor. I wanted to do a bend pack 4-post inside, or even like the really cheap movable.
Oh, the quick jacks.
Yeah, the quick jacks. Like I wanted to do that. Repaint the walls like black. I wanted to do the hex lighting because you know that's fucking shit.
That looks awesome. Cool. Yeah, it would be a pain in the ass to do it here because of that.
Yeah. I would love to do that. Just between my job, between the stuff going on with like my dad's health, stuff going on with like my mom and stuff. Like it's just a lot. Yeah. Like the stuff that I want to do with my car. Like I want to progress as a driver. I want to, you know, develop myself as a driver. I want to go to all these different tracks and stuff. Like it costs money, right? It's expensive. So you just kind of have to
pick and choose.
Yeah, put things to the side that you know isn't just worth it at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, you can always go back to things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my, like, since the first podcast I did. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to, you know, keep going and just keep growing. And
I mean, I would still love to do podcasting. Like, I'm sure everybody and their brother has a podcast now, right? It's cool. I think it's cool. Because I like to talk to people.
Yeah.
I like to talk to my friends. I don't like to talk to random people. 'Cause
I was gonna say that because I am the most, what is it, introvert, extroverted person you've ever met in your life.
It's at work.
If I don't know you,
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna go out of my way to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, like when I'm at work, I just stay in my office.
Yeah.
I keep to myself. I do my shit. I go home.
Like I'm cordial as fuck. I cordial. Like if I come in a room and there's people say, "Hey, good morning, how you doing? You know, have a good day.
Yeah.
How's your day going? How was your weekend?" Cordial.
Yeah.
But like I'm not gonna be like, "Bro, I was having some beer. You know, I just cooked some steak and
Honestly,
the
people I work with are cool, right? They're definitely not the people that I want to spend time with outside of work. It is what it is.
I mean, like, and that's okay. And people sometimes don't know how to the French. How do you say that? Like, separate the two. What's the word for that? God dang
Differentiate.
it. That shit. People can't do that.
Yeah.
They like, oh, you know, like now we work together, we best friends. No, bro, we work together. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to work, provide a living for myself. You know, whatever. Like.
And it's crazy with like my job because I work in a dealership setting. You got people of all ages there, and I'm kind of in the middle, right? There's people that are super young that are in their 20s still. They like to go out, they like to drink and stuff, and that's their thing. Or you got people that want to go and gamble or have play cards and shit. I'm like, I don't really have the money for that,
Right.
or you know, the older people that either are married, have kids, whatnot. I'm kind of in that gray area. I don't want kids, but I don't know. It's just weird area. But it's not. They're not the type of people that I would have long-lasting relationships with because none of them share the same
Passion, I guess.
Yeah. They're not car people there.
They sell cars. They're not car people.
Yeah, they sell cars.
Difference.
They work on cars. They are not car people.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination. But what's crazy is the other people that work at like Audi or BMW are fucking car people. But I don't know any of them. Like I know people at Audi. I know a lot more people at Audi than I do at my own dealership. And then they're like they're all car people. I've taken maybe 6 or more people from Audi on a trip to Little Switzerland than I have with anybody at my own dealership.
That's crazy.
Because they're just not car people, right? It's just different. Lexus people are different, right?
Yeah. They're more luxury, laid back, you know.
Yeah, they're just
town family car.
Yeah. It's just different.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It makes sense, but it's still like you'll hang out with those guys is because you don't see them every day.
Right. I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2 people at my job that I'm willing to hang out with because they share the same interests. But other than that, it's just young people that just want to party and just do crazy shit.
I mean, it's just not your scene.
Or old people that stay inside.
Yeah. So I get it. Makes sense. Well, guys, I guess we're going to wrap it up here because we're both freezing. It's actually very cold in my garage.
My hands are freezing.
This guy is like, what? Let's see. It's 40 degrees outside. He's in freaking shorts.
All right.
You can tell.
Look.
He's the meme that everybody sees on on Facebook of when it's snowing and they still wear shorts. It's Brian.
I'm not that guy. Look, 40 degrees is like I tap out at 40 degrees. Anything under that, I'm not wearing shorts.
Good to know.
But when I woke up,
good to know you have.
When I woke up this morning and I looked at the weather, it said 52 degrees.
It was actually pretty nice.
I'm like, I could do 52, and then I walked outside. I'm like, fuck, it's cold.
Yeah, it's not the 52.
I'll bring the pants with me. I won't put them on, but I'll bring them with me and never put them on.
Crazy.
We've been inside all day.
Yeah, now we are in the garage doing the podcast.
But yeah, it is quite cold.
Well, guys, hopefully the next time, we're trying to do a podcast where it's not even like a different style of podcast where.
I don't think it's going to be a podcast at all.
No, it might be like a vlog kind of deal.
Yeah.
So like, we got this idea of getting like a couple different photographers and having them shoot a car and edit, you know, then so everybody could pick, like to pick.
So we're gonna have here. I think here's the game plan because he's having trouble with his words.
Yeah.
We're gonna have maybe 3 photographers. It's gonna be like a photographer battle. We'll probably do something where we take 1 to 3 shots at different locations, and then they're gonna edit them in their style. And then I think the game plan is to put a poll on Facebook or something. Or Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, might be Instagram because, you know.
I think the poll options are a little bit better on there.
Yeah.
But you'll just vote for your favorite edit, but we're not going to tell you who edited the shot.
Right.
We'll tell you afterwards and just see, you know, what becomes of it. Because I've been wanting to do this shit for a long time.
Yeah. So I don't know. We might throw something in, like I guess for whoever wins. You know, like I don't know, buy them lunch or dinner or whatever, or get like a gift card. But it's just something that we've been talking about, this idea, because everybody always has different styles, just like, you know, when it comes to like their art. So it'll be cool to see as to why people pick, you know, a certain style, why they did what they did, why they took that shot that way, you know, just to pick everybody's brain. This whole thing is one, yeah, you want to compete and you want to win, but morally it's to put more information out there that people like to gatekeep or they don't put it out or express. You know, it's almost like the same reason why I started this podcast is like you get to see people's cars and what they did to the car, but you don't get to see their struggle and their story.
I just want to see how similar our edit style is going to be.
Who, yours and mine?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should compete in it because I'm gonna have to be recording. Unless
that's fair. Well, if we ever do one between me and you, it's going to be
it'll be
interesting.
You showed me stuff.
I know. I know.
It's just crazy. So,
or maybe we'll do something where like one person shoots with like a Polaroid, or another one shoots with like one of those like disposable cameras, or a phone.
That'd be crazy.
Or like a really old point and shoot. I think that would be fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to, you know, get ideas. And if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see us like do, like a, I guess, battle or comparison to, like of shooting photos, or video, you know, let us know in the comments. And I don't know, we could get people together and try it. We just want to put out more content and just make sure we put good information out there for everybody to have. But thanks again for everybody to watch. God, I can't fucking talk right now. Thanks again for everybody that tuned in and watched. We're gonna make sure that I put Brian's information in the description below, and you could guys get in contact with him. Make sure you check out his photography page. He always does some amazing work.
And just never post anything about it.
Or you need to post more, bro.
That's hard.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold and it is hard. So, you know, we both trying to grow on like YouTube and just on our craft. Obviously, he does this as for a living, so I always could learn some more, you know. Yeah. But thanks again. This was dope. And I hope you guys enjoy getting to know me a little more. Brian had this idea of, you know, since I've done like, I don't know, about 10 of these now, and nobody wanted to
interview you, which is wild, right?
Yeah, so we'll get more of these, you know. It's cool to have conversations. We just want to put it in film and put it out there for people.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks for watching again. Until the next one. Peace.